The object of my affection can change my complexion from white to rosy red.
Villapelli Fortune Sherry invites listeners once again to a catered affair. It is time for crime, with those two sublime private detectives, Morty Morton and his lovely wife, Merle. Tonight's episode is entitled Murder in the First Act. Our story begins in the lobby of a theater.
That first act ended with a bang.
An off-stage gunshot, actually.
Always good to end the first act with a murder.
And always good to invite Morty and Merrill Morton to attend yet another glittering opening night.
So, dear wife of mine, in your professional opinion, who done it?
Here are my dear close chums, the Mortons.
Oh, and here's the belle of the ball, or the first act anyway, our close chum, the playwright, Capulet Montague.
Capulet, thank you for the invitation.
We enjoyed your last play so much.
That too was a murder mystery, as I recall.
The critics were not as keen as you were. They dubbed it Murder in a Minor Key. In spite of their tepid response, I once again have written about what I know. Murder.
We were there on that opening night as well.
Tonight, it appears I invited you for a good reason.
You want us to silence the critics?
I will just come right out and say it. I don't have much time. The police will be here soon.
Police? Are they going to arrest you? The first act wasn't that bad.
There was a crime committed.
Yes, we've been discussing that. I must say that the actor who was shot did give a convincing performance of his death scene.
That is because it was not a performance. It was the real thing.
Do you mean murder? We heard a gunshot, but it was obviously a sound effect.
The audience was led to believe that someone was standing outside the French windows, which is the usual lead-in to the second act of a two-act murder mystery.
When the curtain closed, the cast exited. All but the actor Clifford Wayne.
He was truly deceased?
He had made his final exit. Interesting.
Clifford told all of us that after his Act 1 exit, he would be sitting out the rest of the play in his dressing room.
And then I presume he would gather in the wings with the rest of the cast in time for the curtain call?
So that explains this rather lengthy intermission that is causing us to arch our eyebrows more than usual. Even the bartender over there is running out of small talk.
You said the police had been alerted, but who found the corpse? The real corpse, that is.
The lights were down, and the body was only just discovered by one of the stage personnel setting up for the second act. The stage manager was alerted, the producer informed.
And the police, as they say, are on their way. Oh, it seems the critics should have waited around for the second act. The real second act.
Okay, Capulet. Tell us why you really wanted us here on opening night. It can't just be for my matinee idol looks.
Earlier today, I was here at the theater to collect some opening night telegrams. I went backstage and distinctly heard two people arguing. The female sounded to be in tears.
Was Clifford Wayne one of the people arguing?
I couldn't say. I didn't wish to loiter, so I slipped away. But right then I hoped that indeed the Mortons would be here, if anything unscripted occurred.
So, to the matter at hand, or the corpus delicti, have you seen the body?
Yes, that part of the crime scene was left intact once the stagehand realized what had happened.
Did Clifford Wayne appear to die from a real gunshot fired from a real gun off stage?
Someone standing off stage with a pistol could time a real gunshot with the sound effect gunshot.
But you see, there was no blood.
And he wasn't strangled or hit by a bolt of lightning.
Poison.
The very thing.
But how? Why? When?
Enter the Mortons.
Please excuse me. The police are arriving. And I must get backstage and multiply the cast.
Bon chance.
Let's go over that last scene in the play.
The Clifford Wayne character was entertaining a former light of love.
They were talking about old romance. Time lost, time remembered.
He moved to the window. Was there actually a real killer staring at him from the wings?
Or it could have been our old friend Sergeant O'Hennessy.
Mr. Morton, I might have known you'd be up to your white tie and tails and all this.
Sergeant O'Hennessy, you should know that we are here on gilt-edged invitation.
We saw the whole thing. Haven't you always wanted us to be your star witnesses?
Hold your horses. The real police are here now and not just some stuffed shirt, if you don't mind me saying.
Quit prevaricating, O'Hennessy. You know we've helped you out before.
And in this sort of crowd, you may need our help again.
Sergeant O'Hennessy, let us bring you up to date. Before you had fastened your fedora to your forehead, we knew the whole story. We got it from the horse's mouth, you might say.
Faith in Begorra, I can't believe that I am scooped once again by the Mortons. I will go and round up any likely suspects.
Oh, should we go quietly?
You know that I could have actually fired a shot from our cozy stage left box where we were sitting, and no one would have been any the wiser.
I will bear that in mind. Meanwhile, I want to give the rest of the audience permission to leave the theatre.
You know, husband of mine, I've been puzzling about something. What do we know about Clifford Wayne?
His jawline is thickening, his hair is receding, and his characters are now exiting at the end of the first act.
Exactly. He used to play the lead. Now he gets second or third billing.
Maybe he has expensive taste in women. And you know what that leads to.
No, I don't. But I'm sure you can enlighten me, husband of mine.
An afternoon at the horse races, a late-night game of poker with high stakes, something more than he could afford on an actor's salary. Perhaps.
The plot thickens.
Greetings once again, listeners. This is Harlan DeForest speaking on behalf of our sponsor, Filippelli Fortune Sherry, the champagne of sherry. Aged in North American oak barrels, the process of producing only the finest sherry is the hallmark of Filippelli Fortune Sherry. Ask for Filippelli. One sip and you'll flip. And now we return to our catered affair, Murder in the First Act.
Sergeant O'Hennessy has gathered the suspects on stage. Let's return to our box for the second act, shall we?
With pleasure. Although I did miss having my usual intermission cocktail, which has gotten me through many a less than stellar second act.
Before us is the assembled cast and crew. In true theatrical fashion, no one appears to be who they say they are. Just get a peep at that suspicious-looking bunch.
Do you mean O'Hennessy and his posse?
Oh, them too. All the others have been questioned and sent home.
Mind if I make this 3 on the match?
Not at all. You can fill us in on whom we are looking at.
Start with the bald-headed fellow with the Irish whiskey complexion. Oh, wait. That's O'Hennessy.
You'll know most of the actors' names from the program. The stage crew I don't know all that well.
Those 4 others must be the stage manager, the lighting man, the sound man, the props mistress.
Morty, if it was you who said poison, you were right. I wonder now if I should have used that instead of a gunshot to kill the Clifford Wayne character.
Instead, someone wanted to kill Clifford Wayne their own way.
And you did hear him arguing earlier today with a mystery woman. Say, hand me that theater program, will you?
Instead of a real marksman waiting in the wings, perhaps someone used a blowgun to fire a poison dart.
Even that is a bit too much plotting for me.
It has happened. I remember one case we worked on where the poison was on the tip of a hat pin.
For Clifford on stage, the ending was a cocktail with a lovely actress. And then curtains.
Wait. Oh, that's it. I know how he was killed.
What's that you say, Mrs. Martin?
Well done, Merle.
Please, enlighten us.
Look at the props mistress sitting there. An ordinary brunette, you might say? Yes, but 20 years ago she was, I propose, an extraordinary ingenue by the name of Angela Della.
Never heard of her.
I recall that name, and it was obviously a stage name.
Look here in the program. The props mistress's last name is Delangelo. Mary Delangelo's first entered the world of theater under the name Angela Della.
And you think she knew the deceased?
Yes, I do. And he knew her as Angela Della.
Hand me my notebook. This is the plot of my next play.
They do say truth is stranger than fiction, especially in affairs of the heart.
Aye, Sergeant, you old softy.
Read this. There was a stagehand named Michael Delangelo. It could be a trick of the light, but when I look on stage, I swear that young man standing stage right is a younger Clifford Wayne.
But Clifford Wayne never married.
Close your ears, Sergeant. He still could have a son that he didn't know about.
Theatre can be too dramatic for the likes of me.
Capulet, in the last scene of Act 1, you write that Clifford's character requests a martini, but on the tray that was brought on stage by the butler, there was only one martini.
No, there were 2 glasses. The actress reached for hers first.
I'm seeing the light here. Yes, the actress reached for that glass because she always took hers from that side of the tray.
And naturally, she saw that her stage prop martini had 2 olives, just like her character requested.
But so did the other glass.
No, it had 2 pearl onions.
2 pearl onions, which, as everyone knows, is not a martini.
Enlighten me!
It is a Gibson.
Congratulations, Mrs. Morton.
Why, thank you, Mr. Morton. I couldn't have done it without you.
You don't say?
The only reason I was able to see that there were pearl onions in that cocktail glass was because I was peering through my lovely opera glasses, which were a gift from you.
That poor props mistress had been, for a short time, the real mistress of Clifford Wayne, and they shared a child who was now the grown-up stagehand.
When she confronted Clifford Wayne, oh, he must have laughed in her face. In a rage, she put poison in the prop glass, taking a risk that the actress would not take the wrong glass from the tray.
Methinks the young stagehand still does not know that he's the son of the once famous Clifford Wayne.
Capulet Montague and the cast and crew should all be happy. After tonight's opening, the rest of the run is sold out.
And Sergeant O'Hennessy has been offered free tickets for any night of the week.
And now here we are, home sweet home in our cozy penthouse, after a theater soiree that ended rather suddenly.
And with a bang.
Not unlike the unmistakable sound of a champagne cork.
A toast to the Mortons.
On a mystery tastefully solved.
Thank you, listeners, for tuning in. Join us in a week for another Catered Affair. Our next episode is entitled Corpse at the Country Club. This is Harlan DeForest, speaking on behalf of Philip Pelly Fortune Sherry. I bid you good night.